What's something you wish you had learned earlier in life that would have made things easier for you now? I wish I learned not to care so much about what people think. Like, I wasted so much time stressing over stuff that didn't even matter. If I'd just focused on what I wanted earlier, life would have been way less complicated. I so agree with this. I've spent so much time worrying about what others thought, and looking back, most of it really didn't matter at all. It's crazy how much energy we waste on stuff that doesn't even impact us in the long run. Learning to let go of other people's opinions is such a game changer. I feel that 100%. It's crazy how much time we lose worrying about other people's opinions, only to realize later that most of it didn't matter at all. Learning to focus on yourself and what truly makes you happy is such a game changer. Most people only want to eat for free. Approach you, take something, and walk away. People want to sit at the table and be served and do nothing in exchange. If I learned that earlier, my life would have been much better. I don't know why I wasted time with people who were empty and brought nothing for me. Pay more attention to what people do than what they say. Pay close attention to how your friends and partners treat strangers. That you don't have to acknowledge every thought in your head. Your brain makes a lot of noise that you aren't obligated to listen to or act on. I would often latch on to more negative thoughts that would just spiral into more negative thoughts. Just getting lost in my own mind. The more I have worked on this, the easier it has been for me to dismiss the negative thoughts and focus on whatever task is at hand, or just shift into a more positive state of mind. Get a real job, get some licenses or tickets that say you can do something. Don't be loyal to an employer when you are sitting stagnant. Budgeting and living within my means. I'm doing well now at 58. But if I'd started being responsible with my money earlier, I keep thinking about how I'd be doing. Time in the market beats timing the market. Best time to invest was yesterday. Second best time is today. You cannot time things. Hold on to enough cash for an emergency fund. Pay your debts and put the rest into a low-cost index fund, VOO or VTI. This is so true. It's best to be invested and continue investing than trying to time the markets. You may be successful in timing it sometimes, but in the long run, you're better off continuously investing. To eat more protein, I always assumed I ate enough protein. Only when I tracked my meals, I realized that I wasn't eating nearly enough. After I started consistently eating enough protein, I'm not constantly hungry anymore, and I was actually able to make progress in the gym. You can never save someone who doesn't want to be saved. Don't love anyone so much that you yourself trying to save them. I wish I was diagnosed with ADHD as a child and not as a perimenopausal woman. Sure would have made things a ton easier. That we were caught up in celebrity worship and didn't realize David Duchovny was starving the show in season 6-8 after the first movie. And so, we couldn't see that Doggett's character was a necessary addition to help the show mature. Instead, the show and its characters got stuck in a state of arrested the development. I used to chase money and career success thinking that was the key to happiness, but I've realized that time spending it with loved ones, on hobbies, or just resting is far more valuable in the long run. When I was 16 and puking my guys up from drinking too much, I said I'm never drinking again. I wish I stood by those words. Gaining the perspective that you can't change the past really helped me out. I used to always spiral into a game of what if whenever something bad happened. At some point in my second year of university, after failing an econ test, I just thought, oh well, now I know I need to study harder next time. And that was it. I don't know how I was able to flip a switch like that, but now I almost never ruminate and it's made life so much easier. Learning how to socialize or network. I never know how important it is in every aspect of life as an adult, especially if you want to be an entrepreneur or even just a side hustle. Have a budget. I fly by the seat of my pants each month with bills. I'm pretty poor, so I constantly worry if I'll have enough for bills, but don't know how to properly spend for groceries and etc. It's a terrible feeling. That I have ADHD. Grew up in the 90s dolls, gifted, struggled to do schoolwork outside of class, and was naturally good at tests. Managed to fake my way to my mid-30s, at which point I just kind of broke after losing my dad, a couple of cats, and some other family members to cancer. Been a mess since, and my executive function just stopped functioning altogether. Nearing 40 now, and only just starting to take control of my life again. But it's still a struggle. I'd love to have known this even 20 years ago, let alone 30 had it been caught as a child. Use your earlier years when you particularly are less restricted and occupied with professional and family matters to try as many new things as possible. Travel on the cheap. Join clubs. Meet new people. There's only upside.